Hi everyone, this is Jayasree Ram Mohan. I'm a professional dog trainer for obedience. I was born and brought up in Calcutta, and I've done my schooling from Adi Villa Shrihar, and I did my college from I did my BA in Education Honours from Loreto College. I actually started working with animals in Jamshedpur Zoo, but before that I've been associated with a lot of animals because every day that I came out of the house I used to meet a dog, and it was just irresistible for me not to pet that dog, or not to at least go and ask the pet owner that what's his name or what's her name, and if I could just pet the dog a little bit. And dogs are actually my first love. I mean, if in animal love, if I have any animal love, my first love is dogs. So yeah, so that's how I worked with Jamshedpur Zoo with the big cats, and that was my initial dream, to take up big cat training and and working with big cats, observing their behavioral patterns in captivity and so on. But actually it's due to lack of opportunity in India itself that I had to give up that dream. But I actually don't miss it, because I've got a new dream, and somehow it was my calling to work with dogs. So that's how I actually read this ad on the internet about coaching dog training academy, and they have a 1-month course out there, and they will train us to train dogs, and it was life changing, seriously. I mean, if I could just recommend it to every other person, personally I would have done that. I would go to every person and ask them to go to coaching dog training academy, because it's absolutely wonderful.
Got to know Jayashree through Amrita. She's my cousin, and Amrita and Jayashree were in school together. And Jayashree is amazing with pets. I believe she worked in a zoo, and she's very, very natural with my dogs, and they've learned very quickly. First, the basic things like sit, stay calm and calm down. And now they are giving us high five, and this is just in 8 classes, so that's really amazing. And this doesn't just only happen when Jayashree is around, but also when she's not around, I can see the difference in how much calmer they've become. Usually small dogs are very, very hyper, but they're good dogs, and Jayashree's made them better. I don't think I've met a better professional trainer in Calcutta than Jayashree. I really think she's very, very good. I've already recommended her to a couple of my friends, and it's actually surprising or even shocking to find such a trainer in Calcutta who is so passionate about animals.
Jayu and I have known each other from the past 15 years, and earlier we used to meet very often, but nowadays I hardly get to see her. We meet once in 2 weeks, I guess, because she's always busy with her training sessions. And ever since she has adopted Judy, her German Shepherd, she spares whatever leftover time she has with her. And like she always says, she prefers the company of dogs over humans. She's actually living up to her word, and her social life has gone for a toss. It's almost non-existent.
First was very scary, because she wanted to take up training big cats,
And then after working with lions, tigers and leopards, suddenly she wanted to shift to dogs. So we were probably a little skeptical because we were not sure of how exactly she would cope with dogs since they are smaller animals. And of course, all of us, including mom, Jayashree and myself, we all love dogs. So it wasn't absolutely a very new venture for her. Furthermore, she went on to adopt Judy as our very own pet. And since she is here at home, we see how Jayashree works with her. And not just does she help Judy train to be a disciplined dog, but she also helps us learn what are the things that we must do and must not do as dog owners. There are little tricks up our sleeve that we all use, and of course all of us have learned how to tackle Judy with her different mood swings, including her playtime and her anger. Jayashree loves dogs, and I guess I was very annoyed at first that she wanted to keep the dog at home, but she's very headstrong, and I know if she wants to do something, she will definitely do it.
Basically, I'm stubborn.
But it's
Headstrong is stubborn. Another good word for stubborn. So it was actually my. I actually played on the emotions. Actually, I initially told them I'll give Judy up for adoption. This I'll keep for her a little while, and then I just played on the emotions. They just got attached to her. See. Good.
আমি একটু অন্য টাইপেরই খুঁজছিলাম। তো ইন দি মিন টাইম আমি জায়াশ্রীর লিঙ্কটা পাই, আমি সার্চ করি ওর প্রোফাইলে গিয়ে, তখন দেখি যে ও দীর্ঘদিন এই প্রফেশনে যুক্ত, ও ভীষণ ভালো অ্যানিম্যাল লাভার। তারপরে জিমিকেও ট্রেন করতে থাকে, আর জিমি তো আজকে ভালো ওবিডিয়েন্ট, অনেক কিছু শিখেছে ওর কাছ থেকে। রাস্তায় বেরোতে ভয় পেত, আমরা রাস্তায় বার করতে পারতাম না বিভিন্ন কারণে, তো ও সেটা করিয়েছে, ওবিডিয়েন্সে শিখিয়েছে। ও হ্যান্ডশেক করতে পারে, ও হাইফাই করতে পারে, ও সিট ডাউন স্লিপ এগুলো মানে বোঝে। এখন ওর কথা নয়, আমাদের কথা তো বোঝে। আর সবচেয়ে বড় কথা, একজন মহিলা ট্রেনার, লেডিস ট্রেনার আমি দেখিনি আগে কখনো। আগে সেভারেল টাইম আমি বলেছি, সবচেয়ে ভালো লেগেছে এই বয়সী একটা মেয়ে, 22-23 বছর বয়স, এই বয়সে একটা মেয়ে ট্রেনার আমি যতজনকে মিট করেছি এরকম আমি পাইনি। এটা এক্সেপশনাল আমাদের। এর জন্য আরও বেশি ইন্টারেস্টেড হয়েছিলাম যে একটা মেয়ে কী করে ট্রেন করছে আমি দেখতে চাই। সেটাও প্রমাণ দিয়েছে, আমি খুশি, হ্যাপি।
I don't know why it's such a big deal for a female to become a dog trainer here. Of course, there are very few female dog trainers in the country, but somehow it's such a big deal. People make it such a big deal that you're a female, you're a girl, and you are so young, and you become a dog trainer. Why did you choose this profession and this and that? It was very normal for me, to be very honest. I was very normal. It was just another thing I was doing. Even working with big cats, people used to make a big issue out of it. They were like, you're not scared. Your fingers will be eaten up. You'll be eaten up and stuff like that. So people were they were in awe when they got to know I was working with animals. But I've got a lot of appreciation as well. Like I'm the one who was not stuck in a 9-to-5 job. I've got a flexible timing of work. I'm chasing my dream. People really appreciate the fact that I have thought out of the box and I've chosen a different kind of profession. So I've got nothing against a desk job, but somehow I feel like I am living my life and I'm living it to the fullest.
When my daughter Jayashree wanted to go for her training to Cochin, she asked me, "Ma, can I go for training? But it's going to cost you 25,000 rupees, and accommodation and food will be extra." So I said, "If you want to do a dog's training, you can go ahead. That's no problem." So then Jayashree went ahead. She enjoyed her training, and after a month's training, she wanted to train dogs here in Kolkata. So I told her, I said, do whatever you want to, because I don't want my children to do anything which they don't like to do. Priya she was wanting, she did her BCom, but she wanted to do teachers. She wanted to teach. She wanted to become a teacher. So I told her, I said, okay, if you feel like becoming a teacher, you also go ahead. And Jayashree is the only trainer, girl trainer in Calcutta.
Nothing for sure. I mean,
So far. I mean,
they have been trainers,
but for a girl, I think you are the only one
Obedience
who's
I don't know.
started.
See, we can never say anything for sure. So I've not seen so far. Nobody has come up in the limelight that so no idea. So and see, like I told before, like I said before, it's always a big deal for others. For me, it's very normal. Like even with big cats, we were like. How do you work with lions? How do you work with leopards? How do you work with tigers? तुमको डर नहीं लगता? They'll hurt you or something like that. So it was never a big deal then. It's not a big deal now. So very
I know.
honestly, it was just very.
When Jayashree wanted to go to Jamshedpur to work with big cats, the same thing. I mean, I told her, if you wanting to do whatever you want to, you go ahead, enjoy whatever. I didn't force her to study higher or do any professional training. I told her, you go ahead and get an experience of everything. When Jayashree brought in Judy, who was very ill, and she started looking after her, then she, in fact, she cured the dog. Even though the on saline and medicines and all that, she took a lot of interest and she loved the dog. She gave it so much of time and she made her absolutely well. And then she told me that those owners don't want the dog, they want to give her back to the breeder, and the breeder will sell her to another person without telling them that she's on medicine. And what will happen? She'll die. So should I keep her? I said, yeah, we'll keep her. And so Judy is with us now.